Kakarot and Turles have a falling out, but Kakarot might have another ally out there somewhere. Although, he's having issues of his own too. Kakarot reunites with his brother Raditz in an effort to try and overthrow Turles, but another threat arises. Raditz's new commander, Lord Slug. How will the brothers fare against him? And what does Lord Slug have planned? Find out all that and more in this part 7 of What If Goku Was Evil. Raditz is amazed by the power of evil Saiyan. He can't believe what he's seeing, the strength that his brother has. Raditz thought his strength was impressive, but no, it pales in comparison to this. And Kakarot's confused. Raditz isn't strong as him, but his full power was still pretty impressive. And Raditz says no, that wasn't his full power. He has a form beyond his base form, but it's still nothing compared to whatever Kakarot has. Wait, he has a new form? And Raditz mentions, remember how he told Kakarot he was trying to pursue Super Saiyan? Yeah, of course, but he doesn't actually have that yet, does he? Raditz wanted to keep this a secret. He didn't want Slug to know about this, and he didn't know if he wanted Kakarot to know about it either. But it's kind of pointless now because Kakarot's stronger than him regardless. A pillar of golden ki surrounds him as he powers up. Raditz shouts, and a flash of light appears. Raditz stands there, looking not too much different from before, except now his hair is golden and flowing, and his eyes are bluish green. This is what he believes to be the Super Saiyan form, and Kakarot's amazed. It's pretty strong. Of course, not as strong as this form, but Raditz is a Super Saiyan? That legend that they heard about for so long? Raditz mentioned, he worked towards this form for a while, and he's glad that he finally has it. He wasn't sure if it would be enough to overthrow Slug, but now seeing Kakarot's power, he thinks that it should be enough. But he kinda wants that power as well. He doesn't know if he'll be able to obtain it, but he does want it. And more importantly, he sees Kakarot spared him for a reason. He could have killed Raditz so easily. Hell, even right now he could have killed him. And seeing this immense power in Kakarot got Raditz to realize Kakarot has no malicious intent towards Raditz. He was kinda hesitant before to meet his brother. And as morbid as it sounds, he feels comfortable now knowing that Kakarot could have killed him so easily but decided not to. And the fact that he's alive now shows that he probably can trust Kakarot. If there were malicious intent here, he'd be dead, even in Super Saiyan. And even though Raditz is interested in Kakarot's form, Kakarot also wants to learn that form. Super Saiyan? It's pretty potent. Of course, it's weaker than what he has now, but imagine if someone with the evil Saiyan form like him had the power of a Super Saiyan buffed by the power of the fruits of the Tree of Might. It could be interesting. It could even be far stronger than what he has now, but it's all theoretical. And Kakarot has an idea. Why not try to intercept Lord Slug, wherever he is? They can't track his ship, but maybe Kakarot could try to hone in on his energy. And he tries. It takes a lot of focus, especially because Lord Slug isn't at his full power right just yet. And vaguely, very vaguely, he senses him far away, not knowing the direction in which he's heading. So, what's Lord Slug actually up to? He's on his own right now. He's in the pursuit with the Dragon Balls, but there's a little bit of an issue. He already found a set of Dragon Balls on another planet a while ago, wishing for eternal youth. It was one of the many planets that had a Namekian refugee that made Dragon Balls. Although, he ended up having to destroy that planet, and he couldn't use that set of Dragon Balls again. For one, he could go to Namek, but he doesn't think that would be a good idea. He's strong. He knows he's strong, and he probably could beat all of the Namekians. But it's a probably. It's not a definite. Getting overconfident can mean the death of him here. And even though Namek is passive, he knows there are plenty of strong warriors there. I mean, look at himself. Namekians can grow powerful, so he's not going to mess with that planet. There's also another planet called Earth, but as far as Lord Slug knows, there might even be strong people there too. He needs to go to a planet where maybe there's a Namekian there, but there's definitely no other people there too. He knows that Namekians long ago spread amongst a bunch of planets, for example, Earth, and he knows that there's maybe some Namekians on planets that don't have too many other inhabitants either, which is what he's been researching. He's trying to figure out where there may be others, and he did that by trying to find planets that have Dragon Balls on them. He found one planet that had energy that seemed to be that of the Dragon Balls. And this planet doesn't seem too strong, as far as he knows. Apparently long ago its inhabitants were wiped out, and replaced with a more passive population. He's headed to a planet called Planet Cereal. He has basically his own version of a Dragon Ball radar, which is how he found this planet. And it seems like there's only 2 Dragon Balls here too. It makes the job a lot easier. He'll go there, get the 2 Dragon Balls, and immediately make his wish. And he could work very quickly. He won't even need to kill anyone here. I mean, that can come later. But they pose no threat to him, and he has no need to make his presence known just now. He can go in and do this covertly. It's very strange though, because he expected 7 Dragon Balls, but whatever. Back where Kakarot and Raditz are, they decide to try and chase down Lord Slug. They have no clue of what he's up to because he wouldn't even tell them. And they realize it's probably something that's going to work against them. Hence why Slug wasn't even worried about Kakarot joining Raditz. And Raditz wonders, could he be going after the Dragon Balls? It's something that he mentioned before, and Kakarot actually does know about them too. They were on Earth as well. So he's heading to Earth, isn't he? But from what he could tell, Slug isn't heading in that direction. What he senses is not anywhere near Earth. But as he's focusing and trying to sense Lord Slug's power, he also notices something else out in space. A very familiar power, Turles, growing stronger than ever before. That's another threat that he has to worry about, but that can wait for later. Right now, he needs to defeat Slug and prevent him from becoming a threat. And who knows, Lord Slug might lead them to another set of Dragon Balls, which could work in their favor. Kakarot has no idea of what Turles is up to, but he's not going to make himself worried about it. First they'll defeat Slug, and then they'll focus on strength. Raditz comments on this too. He really needs to learn to sense ki like that. The fact that Kakarot can sense power levels that far away is amazing, but also concerning because he must have done something to really piss off Turles if he's that strong that he can be sensed over here. Either way though, they go out and try to find Lord Slug. Slug lands on planet Cereal, and just like he thought, there's not too many strong people here. Actually, it doesn't seem like there's any at all. He saw one spaceship nearby, but he was able to remain undercover. One that seemed to have 4 pretty high-level signatures on it. A little bit concerning, but as long as he works quickly, he'll be fine. He finds the first Dragon Ball very easily. His ship lands right near it, which is how he planned it. He then starts sprinting, going to where he could find the second Dragon Ball. He can make it across the planet pretty quickly. He could use his ship too, but he's worried about being noticed. This way, he could do it covert, and he won't be noticed by those other powers out in space. But as he sprints through the mountains to the Dragon Ball, something grazes his shoulder, and he stops in his tracks. It's a ki blast. He looks over into the forest. On a mountain nearby, in the trees, he sees rapid flashes of light. He's being attacked by someone. But who? And how are they powerful enough to actually hurt him? Not that this hurts, but still it left a flesh wound. Instead of fighting, he keeps going towards the Dragon Ball. And he's able to make it there, and as quick as he can, he tries to summon the dragon. It takes a few tries because he's not too sure what he's supposed to say to get the dragon to come out. And he runs through a few different phrases, but eventually it works. And he senses the power getting closer and closer to him. As quickly as he can, he tries to make his wish. But there's pressure on him. He doesn't know what wish to make, and he has to think quickly. He could grow stronger or become immortal. Those were the two he had in mind. But immortality won't help him in this fight. It just means he can't die here. The power draws closer and closer to Slug, as Taranbo then disappears. A man stands there, confronting Slug. He points at him, aiming his finger like a gun, but as he aims, his expression then turns to one of shock. He sees this guy, whoever he is. He got the Dragon Balls, and he's a Namekian, and on top of that, he's grown stronger. And Slug's intrigued. This guy seems strong. He doesn't seem like the population here. Who is he? Both are equally bewildered, and they learn of each other's identities. Lord Slug, Granola, and suddenly, a ship descends from above. It's that one that Slug sensed before. Those 4 powers seem pretty strong, but he's not too worried now, and with a single blast, he completely decimates the ship. That was the Heaters, and Granola watches on in disbelief. With one shot, he killed all 4 of them. This guy's strong, really strong. Granola lunges into attack, but Slug is able to defend against it pretty easily. Wow, this power of his, it's amazing. The dragon really did wonders, unlocking his full potential. Wait, that's what he wished for? And he tells Granola, there's no way he's going to be defeated now. He could have gone the immortality route, but with this wish, he's so much stronger than anybody else. But this isn't his full power. There's something else dormant, something within him that he hasn't even tried to use yet. But he fights Granola in his base form, completely overpowering the Cerealian. Enjoying it even. He could end this battle quickly, but decides he does want to test out his powers first. He tells Granola he could have lived if he didn't try to attack Lord Slug. How disrespectful of him. And now, Lord Slug is going to deal out some punishment. His back begins glowing. A symbol appears on it. The ground erupts below him, and Slug grows considerably in size, bulking up and being surrounded by a fierce orange aura. Granola doesn't even try to attack. He just slowly steps back, paralyzed with fear. Oatmeal comments on this too. The height that his power is ascending to, it's astonishing. Granola watches on with desperation as all of Lord Slug's vital points disappear from his vision. There's nothing he could attack. He doesn't know how to actually fight this guy. Lord Slug swipes his hand, cutting through the aura in front of him, and the flames dissipate. Standing there is Lord Slug, bulked up, not looking too much different than before. Unlike someone like Piccolo, this form doesn't change his face too much because it already kind of looked like that. Not that Granola has any frame of reference. The biggest change that he sees is that he's now orange. Lord Slug has just transformed? This is Orange Slug. He launches towards Granola. Granola can't move out of the way in time. But something stops Slug. He stops himself. Before he lands a punch on Granola, he looks up. He can sense 2 people coming nearby. Great. And then he realizes who it is. It's Raditz and that new Saiyan that just joined their crew apparently. Another ship lands. Granola's incredibly frustrated. All these invaders on this planet. And he doesn't even know who these guys are, until he sees them step off the ship, realizing they're Saiyans. This is the worst possible outcome that Granola could experience. Granola's angered to see them, but they don't know why he's so angered. Not that they concern themselves with Granola. He tries to attack them, but Raditz simply goes Super Saiyan, countering Granola's attacks as Kakarot steps up to Lord Slug. Slug knew Raditz would betray him. What a weakling. He knew that when he was making this move, that Raditz would try to do something to ensure his safety too. And this makes Kakarot realize something. It clicks with him finally. Something so similar between him and Raditz. Raditz is in another similar scenario. Just like how Kakarot and Turles were struggling trying to get stronger than the other, Slug was now trying to keep his spot as number 1, and Raditz was trying to contest that. Raditz tried to hide the fact that he had Super Saiyan, but Slug actually knew, and that's why he sought out the Dragon Balls. He wanted insurance. He wanted to make sure that no one would usurp power from him. It's just like what happened with Turles and Kakarot. Kakarot has no frame of reference for this guy's power, besides what he sensed before. But he can tell he's definitely much stronger than he should be, and Slug's not worried. Even if he has to fight 2 Saiyans and the Cerulean, whatever. His power's more than enough. Even if Raditz is a Super Saiyan, even if his brother's a Super Saiyan. But Kakarot kinda laughs at this. He's not a Super Saiyan. He's something completely different. A familiar red aura encapsulates him as he transforms into Evil Saiyan. Raditz continues blocking Granola's attacks, trying to get him to join them, and Granola says he doesn't need their help. But Raditz says they're not here to help. They're not here out of some goodwill or whatever. They're here to just kill Slug. And if this guy wants to stay alive as well as keeping his planet intact, it would be smart to join the Saiyan duo. And as much as Granola hates it, this guy's right. These Saiyans seem to pose no threat, otherwise Raditz would have killed him already. He has to put his pride aside and fight alongside them. But he can't do much. His power's not enough to fight against Slug. But Oatmeal interjects. There is one thing that they could try. With the power of the Saiyans, plus Granola and Oatmeal's assistance in finding vital points, maybe they could make this fight a lot quicker. Kakarot and Slug clash. And Raditz says whatever he has to help, well, do it. Raditz then flies in, jumping into the battle. Thankfully, he already does have experience fighting with Kakarot, even though it was from a while ago. So he needs to kind of relearn it, as well as Kakarot relearning to sync up with his brother, but it doesn't take too long for them to get the hang of things. And Slug's dumbfounded. They're matching him in power, the two of them together. Even with this new form, this power granted to him by Taranbo, it's not enough. Granola fires a laser with deadly precision, hitting Slug in a vital point that he can now see. It does no damage, but it marks the spot for Raditz and Kakarot to do damage. And Raditz tells Kakarot to strike there, which he does. Slug feels the pain from it, swinging at Kakarot with a powerful punch that drives him into the ground. He then swipes an arm over at Raditz, knocking him far away. First he'll kill Kakarot, he's the real issue. But then another laser hits him. It does no damage, he doesn't even notice it, but Kakarot does. He kicks a leg up right into Slug's stomach, knocking the point that Granola marked for him. This is actually working. Slug interlocks his hands, lifting them up in the air, slamming them down to the ground, trying to hit Kakarot. Kakarot grabs them, trying to push his arms back upwards. But Slug is powerful, and he begins growing in size. Not just bulking up in terms of muscle, but growing actually in size, growing taller, larger. He's becoming too heavy now, putting more force downwards on Kakarot. But with him becoming larger, he becomes a larger target, and his vital points, they're easier to mark. Granola then fires a flurry of blasts. They're not doing anything to Slug, and Slug wonders why he's even bothering to attack. But after all his vital points are marked by Granola, Kakarot's able to hit them with deadly precision, and Raditz flies back in, doing the same. And then, Slug realizes what's happening. That's Cerulean. He must have an ability to locate weak points or whatever. He remembers hearing about the Ceruleans in his research, and he knew they were wiped out so long ago, but there must have been this guy left still. He didn't even realize. Granola's one of them, so he's gonna need to kill that guy first. He turns his attention over to Granola, opening his mouth and charging a beam. Granola then fires at his chin, which does nothing. It's not even a vital point, but it signals to Kakarot and Raditz, attack here. Together, the two brothers deliver an uppercut. The beam explodes in Slug's mouth, and rapidly, Granola begins marking more vital points. And as quickly as they can, Raditz and Kakarot attack them. Each brother draws a hand upwards, with purple electricity forming in their hands. They lunge their hand forward, each launching a Shining Friday together. It's aimed right at Lord Slug's head, another vital point marked by Granola. And this attack hits with deadly precision, penetrating right through as a clean headshot. Slug falls down to the ground, shrinking, turning back to his normal green color as he slumps over, now dead. Kakarot and Raditz power down, exhausted, and Granola's kind of at ease now. That threat's gone, and the heaters are gone. He's not fond that the Saiyans are here, but he's glad they helped against whatever this threat was. Maybe they're strong enough to defeat Frieza too. Oh, that's kind of funny. Kakarot says he actually did that, as well as some other Saiyans. Wait, what? He killed Frieza and other Saiyans? Yeah, and that happened kind of a while ago too. They say Granola has some cool powers, but now they're gonna leave. Again, they're not here trying to help, they just want to get rid of Slug. And Granola's just left speechless. These two definitely aren't standard Saiyans, at least the ones that he's heard of. They're not good guys, but they seem to have no knowledge of what the Saiyans did to the Ceruleans. As Kakarot and Raditz go on their ship, Granola then remembers something, running up to the two of them. Kakarot killed Frieza, but did he kill the rest of Frieza's family too? Yeah, King Cold's dead. Okay, that kinda puts Granola's mind at ease. But what about his brother? His brother? What? They've heard rumors of it, but they say it's just a rumor, right? Frieza doesn't actually have a brother, does he? Granola heard it straight from the heaters. He does. And he seems to be stronger than Frieza too, but he keeps to himself, which is why he's never really shown around here. Kakarot and Raditz look at each other. Looks like they're gonna have a fun little detour before fighting Turles. They gotta tie up all loose ends after all. They look back at Granola, nodding while smiling. This'll be fun. Their ship door closes as their ship departs, and Granola watches the two of them fly out into space, not knowing what to think of the two of them, but hey, even though they're definitely not good guys, at least Cooler and the Saiyans will probably try to kill each other. This is where we'll end off for now. So, what do you guys think about this part, and what do you think's gonna happen next? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to drop a like if you liked the video, as well as subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting that bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.